Hi there, welcome back. I'm still working on Marmaduke. How do you get a Christmas journal named Marmaduke? I have got to come up with a better name. Anyhow, I've been feeling kind of a slump, and fortunately, YouTube suggested that I might enjoy watching some a little shabby soul. So, and she was just going nuts, doing amazing, wonderful things with. Oh, Shabby Soul is a channel on YouTube. I'll try and put the link down below. I'll try and remind myself. Just absolutely doing amazing things with all these Tim Holtz things that I have now. So I felt a change plans with the little green journal. I do have end papers ready, although I still want to play with them. I did a lot of sorting. I actually did an entire video yesterday, but I had to use my old phone. I got my new phone back. Yes. And if you recall, I moved all my things into these flat trays after watching Corey Dahman saying that she finds that helpful. And she's right, I'm finding it helpful. But in the meantime, I was finding it frustrating with my Christmas ephemera. So I still had my little trays here that I had previously been using. So what I've done is, let me move all this for now and I'll show you what I did. Then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So I got my trays. Let me stand up and see if they're even all in screen. Yeah, so these are, I got them at Dollarama. They have 3 spots, little handles, and they're stackable to a certain depth. If you go too deep, it doesn't work. But so that's why this top tray has sticky outy things. The ones underneath don't, because there's 4 of them here. So what I've done is I've mixed the Tim Holtz with what I have and tried my best to sort them into sort of themes. And I think this might make it easier and not so overwhelming for me to not only see them at a glance so that I can make better use of what I've got, but, and I still have more stuff, so as I find more tiny things that could fit in this, I will move them over here for the next couple of weeks. And then when Christmas is done, these things will all go back into clear CD cases, like these kind of things, and get put away for the year. So I'm very happy with this, and so far. So we'll see. Let me move that out of the way. Now back to this little baby. You may have noticed I had to. My jar of gold gilding wax was calling out to me, and I just sort of, I put a little on my finger, and then I just sort of went here and there with a little bit, so there's just a tiny bit of sparkle here and there on that lace, and that makes me happy. And I think it incorporates the gold of the oil lamp and the stars and moon. And I think it will also go nicely when I do decide to, when everything is done enough that I can put the little book corners on. So I decided to go with these green papers. I wanted something that could possibly be old original end papers, but still give a hint towards Christmas. And I had this paper here, and I've already inked around the edge. I think this, I'm still seeing too much white here, so I am going to go over that with some of my antique linen and yellow it up a bit more. And then I'm going to do some shabby soling with this. So there's that. And then I decided I was going to do my usual, if you follow along, you know I usually use a very lightly pale patterned fabric for when I build my text block. And I thought, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. For Pete's sake, use your Christmas fabric, Catherine. So this is going away, and hopefully someday I will find a book that it fits into. And if not, it's not a huge problem. And I pulled out some Christmas fabric that I think will look nice with a little green book. I've made a new inside, but I haven't drawn on the signature lines yet because I'm redeciding now if I want to do less signatures so that I can incorporate more bulky things. And if I was originally going to do 5, and it's a 1-inch spine. So right now I'm waffling between doing 3 signatures and 4 signatures. And I'm not sure yet. So that can hold off until I look over everything I've got ready. And then I can make my decision and draw my lines on, and we'll be good to go. But I really loved how she made use, Shabby Soul, her actual name is escaping me right now. And I don't like doing that because I like to give her credit. Let me see if I can find her so I can make sure that I... Hold on. Susie. So, don't mind me. I'm reaching. Oh, that's evident. Oh, Catherine. Alcohol inks. I need my little broken brush. I just snapped it off. I didn't need it to be so long. Now there's still a lot of alcohol ink in here. Oh, that's still wet. That's strange. You know what? I'm going to clean this up and start fresh. Sometimes I will get out my spray alcohol. This, you can get it at Dollar Tree, and just wake it back up again. But I think I'm going to see if I can give this a bit of a cleanup, seeing as I'm not sure why that's still wet. And we'll start fresh, relatively fresh, because I want to make have some faux cellophane tape ready to go. There we go. I've got a little someone sound asleep over here. She's had a very busy morning. And I want that dry. Where's my paper towels? I've heard some people in some places call these kitchen papers. I just love things like that. The different areas that call different things, you know, whether you call Kleenex, or whether you call them tissues. anyhow, we call them paper towels where I live. I'm not a huge paper towel user except in my art studio here. Down in the kitchen, I would rather use cloths and wash them so I can use them again. My husband is big into paper towels, and I always have to remind him to just grab a cloth. Don't have to use paper towel for everything. So I just put a few drippy drops of, I have several brownish shades. You can't tell, I hope it shows up. I've already put some cellophane tape onto this so that I can peel it back up when I need to. So, and I'm just painting it on and just making a mucky mess, and it'll dry. And then these will be ready to go when I need them, rather than, I seem to always need them and then they're not ready and I have to stop everything and start painting cellophane tape. So I wanted to have some ready for Marmaduke here. Oh, Catherine. I'll be glad when a different name comes to it, when it starts evolving into evolving its little personality to me. Boy, I love whoever told Nick the Booksmith about this, because it's terrific. I do have authentic stuff. Let's put a little right onto it and just go from there. I learned this from Nick. She learned it from someone else, and she gives them credit in her video. So if you want to watch Nick's original, go find it. Just search in all her stuff on how to make cellophane tape, or faux cellophane tape. Again, you can get the tape. I get mine at Dollarama. There. I should have just been blopping it on in the first place. Oh well, live and learn. I find mine at Dollarama. Now, be careful. You want the shiny tape. You don't want the invisible kind. You want transparent tape, and it actually is clear and shiny. So for, at least in my area, Dollarama does the trick. Because this paintbrush is only for when I use alcohol inks, and I only have 3 bottles and they're all similar shades, I never wash it. It just is what it is. Oh, fell over. There, and I'll save that. So, there we go. I've got tape ready to go. And then I will show you. I've got to switch up all my plans now because I'm going to do less. I prepared for 5 and I have papers for 5. I thought it was going to be a writing journal, and I think it still can be a writing journal. But I've got to rethink my plans. So this was one. I want, this is the new first, but I don't want to glue, I don't want to stick that on there. This tissue is from 1857. So I'm putting my 1 tab on the next page. This is part of what got lost yesterday when I tried to make a video yesterday using my old phone. And I talked away and I had a wonderful time, and then when I stood up to turn off my phone, it told me that it had actually stopped taping about 3 minutes in. So I was talking literally to nobody. You weren't here. Anyhow, these are the original first few pages from the book. So, the poetical works of John Whittier. I want to keep that 1857 there, and it also has it. Well, I thought it had 1857 here too, so it just has it on that next page. But I really like this. I want to cover that. I believe that's a character from one of the many poems inside this little book's original text block. There's not a lot to use in it. And so I prepped something to put on it that I want to cover it up with. Of course, do you think I can find it? Actually, it's a toss-up right now. Here we go. I'm thinking of this, or else I'm also thinking of, it's over here, I think. Is it? Did I put it over here? Nope. Oh, I don't like when I'm not prepared. These were all in the text block, so I'm going to try and incorporate them, see if I can make them kind of Christmassy. Nope, can't find it. I guess it's just as well. I had a little picture from A Christmas Carol. It was The Ghost of Christmas Present. You know, the one who's huge and jolly and joyful and just comes with he's almost like a large Father Christmas figure. I had one of those. Nope, it's disappeared. Well, I guess fate has made its decision for me. So I have to do this so carefully because the glue that's holding this down is from 1857, and I'd like to just leave it as is. I'm wondering if I should use my tape now, because what I'm going to do is use some cellophane tape and just wrap it right around the whole thing. And I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll go ahead and just do it now. Now I find this tape holds pretty well without extra glue behind it. So I just leave it as is. I am purposefully putting this crooked. I want that. So it's a little off kilter. And I'm just going to wrap this around and give that a little bit of, I want a shorter one. That one will work. Just to give that little fold a little strength. Now I'm going to try and be careful and catch this one. There we go. Caught it. Before it curls on me. There. Again, purposefully, a little slightly uneven, like that. And that gives you a 2 for 1 because it makes this side look kind of cool too. So that's good. So now I'm not so nervous about having to flip this back because I want to work on this page. And it's going to be tricky. So this is out of a book. I know, you're probably thinking, Catherine, you bought all that Tim Holtz stuff and now you've gone back to using your books. My heart is going where it needs to go. I found it in this book, Victorian Christmas. These are the kind of books I look for that are just full of the copyright-free pictures that just make really sweet ephemera. To just cut the book up, and I get them at my thrift stores, $1.99, and you get all that ephemera for the, and you get the, I like that. I didn't know that. Let's take that out and put it in. You also get a little bit of therapy with your blood pressure by sitting around and fussy cutting. So that's where this came from. It was on the front page. But I spotted it because part of me keeps going back to thinking about the area of the world where this book came from. Originally, Prince Edward County. And Prince Edward County can look a lot like this in the wintertime because it juts right, it's a peninsula that juts right out onto the north shore of Lake Ontario. And it can get pretty windy and cold and snowy. Hold on. Oh my goodness, you're not going to believe this. I could hear Kirby chewing on something. So I went over there to see what she was chewing on. She had a piece of paper. It's quite... I keep the floor level. Fortunately, she's short. Thank goodness. I don't know what I couldn't have got a big dog and had it in this studio. She was chewing on the picture that I was looking for. So she's naturally now aged this for me with little teeth marks. I'm still going to use that somewhere. So there's the ghost of Christmas present. Fortunately, Scrooge didn't get chewed up, and neither did the ghost. A bit of the floor got chewed up. Thanks, Miss Kirby. You can go back and lie down now. Off you go. Good girl. All right, so this I still want to use this because it just reminds me of the area of the world where this little book started its life, and it will cover up that top part, but it still leaves where it says London and the publisher and the address of the publishing house. I love that. So part of me started wondering whether maybe at some point, wherever Marmaduke ended up in this world, maybe he gifted this to a daughter, it continued to fall apart, and she decided to just make the best use of what was left of the book as she could, and just made a little Christmas memories book out of it. So these little stories help me get my head into things. So that's kind of cute. That'll go somewhere. Let me get some paper because I'm going to ink. I should have set a timer. Oh well. All right, so, no, I'm going to glue. What am I saying? I'm not going to ink, I'm going to glue. Now this paper, there are a few followers I have who are quite well taught in the history of paper. And I just love when they leave me messages and explain things to me that I don't know. I appreciate the sharing of knowledge and how at various times since books, especially books being able to be provided to lots and lots of people, the quality of paper used in the books has varied from sometimes really, really old books can actually, the paper still be really good quality. And then sometimes you can get a more modern book and you think, oh, wow, this paper is going to be in great shape because it's not that old, and it's crackling and breaking and just chipping away in your hands. And it's just the quality of the paper. So I was worried a little bit about gluing something onto this, but this is actually quite heavy and it will be able to handle having this glued on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glue stick and I'm going to use some art glitter glue. So I better just make sure that my art glitter glue is started, because when you've got wet glue stick, yeah, see, that's not started. That's not the time you want to find out that your art glitter glue is not running, and then your glue stick dries and your art glitter glue is ready to go, and it's just all... Why are you giving me grief today? Probably need a good washout. All right, I think you'll be ready to go. So I hope everyone's doing well. I keep watching the news for my neighbors to the south, in the Buffalo, New York area, digging out from all that snow. I've been watching videos, and where do you even throw it when you go out to shovel? I love the videos that people will take when they're inside their garage and they open the door and it's literally a wall of snow that literally goes right up to the top of the door, the opening of the garage. And I think, when the snow is that deep, where do you throw it? And we can get some pretty deep snow here where I live. All right, so I'm going to stand up and make sure, because it doesn't quite cover it, but as long as I can... I don't want to push too hard until I know I'm pretty well centered and straight. Yes. There. I love that. I think I want to put a garland or something up there. Not sure yet. I'm going to just leave this as it is so that the new owner, let me lift it up, so that the new owner will have that as a keepsake. Here's a little journaling spot right there. So I'm going to put this back inside so I'll know that this is signature 1. And let's find the other signatures now. And then I can make my decision on what's going to go and what's going to stay, whether I want 3 signatures or 4 signatures. I'm not sure yet. It's definitely not going to be 5. So that goes right now. There's things I want to include that are fun. I have this little, it's a tag for Christmas present, but it's got the little children that are out gathering twigs for kindling out in the snow with their little dog. This is a scan from a Christmas card that was in my great-grandmother's Bible, so I have just aged it and inked it, and included that. This is a page out of a Christmas card book. I want to ink that up. Here's a little Christmas card. It's a double, so I'm trying to decide whether to cut it or whether to leave it. Not sure yet. So these are all the right size. I've just got to decide what I want to use. This is out of a recipe book. Just thought it would be fun. This is actually out of a really old book. But I like that it had good King Wenceslas there. Here's a page from out of Little Women. I prepped a page from a Book of Days by Beatrix Potter, and this page is December. So I've got these that I want to put in. So again, I've got some decisions to make. But in the meantime, it's just another exciting entry. I'm actually going to ink some more. Kath, what did she do today? Well, she glued one thing and she inked. Oh my. This is my old antique linen distress ink. And this looks still too new. So I'm actually going to flip it over because it's not really well saturated, and I can safely do this. And it'll actually leave some cool marks haphazardly. And age it. I learned this, flipping over your pads and just using them like this, from Eva over at Bohemian Crafting. My goodness, I love that everyone in this community just freely shares what they know. It warms my heart. I was so scared the first time I did this. See, that looks, do you see the difference now? Love that. This is not oxide, this is the ink. If I used the oxide, that would still have that coating that would come off on my fingers. Oh, that's okay. Again, 1857. I don't mind if this starts looking a little bashed up. So back to getting a little inspiration from Shabby Soul, because seriously, I feel now I have my opposite problem. And trust me, I pared down my Christmas gear last spring, or even before I packed it away after last year, because I had too much. I felt that, and I had a style that I knew I would never use. And I'm still looking at my standing table back there, and I'm feeling overwhelmed. I almost feel like it's such a good thing when you go to those, when you get together with some other crafty people and you can only pack so much in your bag, and then you all sit around tables and gab and do what you can with what you've got. I often think I would do better with that. All right, this is what you've got, this, and this. Make something beautiful happen. I think there is great value to that, as far as forcing your brain to come up with something. Cool. I want this part darker. I used acorn around it. I want those edges. I want more drama. That's the word I'm looking for. So I am going to go in heavier with the acorn. This acorn shade of the archival ink, if you ever see it and you're looking for a dark brown that has a greenish hint to it, that's this. It's very nice. Much better, much happier. I've been getting into my Christmas movies and watching those. I still feel a little bit of a coating, and I just want to there. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but he loves me, so that's okay. Listening to Christmas music. You'd think we were real Christmas nuts in my family, and we are. But it's not the gifts. We're not big into the making yourself go broke buying presents. Gotta be careful. I thought I dripped onto that. Oh. We're big into everything else that just makes it wonderful. The music, the food, the getting together, the sharing happy times, and not necessarily all the running around stores, oh, what do I get this person? You know what? Get together with that person. That's all you need to get them. Get together. Okay, that's going to be nice. That's much better. Oh, and if I've got that, oh, let's look. Yes, much better. I'm happy journal maker. And then that would be in there like that. Love it. All right, and I don't even know what I'm doing for time. Oh my goodness, I'm way over time. All right, well, we glued a bit and we inked a bit and we gabbed a lot. So, once again, thanks for joining me. If you're new here, this is about what it's like every day. And I appreciate you joining me. Say hi down below. I'll say hi back. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.